Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte.
Heathcliff had given me a letter for Catherine, but I decided not to show it to her until Mr. Edgar was out of the house. As it was a Sunday, Mr. Edgar and all the servants went to church, leaving me alone to look after Catherine. Her appearance had changed since her illness, but there was a strange beauty in her pale face. Her eyes seemed fixed on something far away, something beyond normal sight. I showed her the letter. "It's from Mr. Heathcliff. He's in the garden and wants to see you. What shall I tell him?" Catherine looked eagerly towards the entrance to the room. He appeared and in 2 steps was by her side. He could see, as I could, that she would never recover, that she was certain to die. Okay.
Oh, Catherine, oh, my life, how can I bear it?
You and Edgar have broken my heart, and you both want me to pity you. How strong you are, Heathcliff. You lived for years after my death. Will you forget me and be happy with others when I'm in my grave?
It's weak of you to say that, Catherine. You know your words will burn forever in my memory after you left me. You know I could never forget you.
I don't want you to suffer more than I do, Heathcliff. I only want us to be together always. I always loved my Heathcliff and take him with me. He's my soul. You see, I don't want to escape from this prison. There's a beautiful world waiting for me out there. You feel sorry for me now because I'm ill. Well, I feel sorry for you because I'll be beyond you all.
How cruel you've been to me, Catherine. You loved me, so why did you marry Edgar Linton? It's all your fault. I haven't broken your heart. You've broken it. And you've broken mine too. Do you think I want to live after you, Dad?
If I done wrong, I'm dying for it. It's your fault too, Heathcliff. You left me, remember? But I forgive you, not forgive me.
It's hard to forgive when I look at your sad eyes and feel your thin hands. Kiss me again, Catherine. I forgive you for making me suffer, but how can I forgive you for dying?
Suddenly I noticed through the window the servant was coming back from church. I was afraid Mr. Edgar would find Heathcliff with Catherine. "My master will be here in a moment," I warned them.
I must go, Catherine.
No, don't go. It's the last time. Edgar won't hurt us. Heathcliff, I die if you go.
All right, my darling, I'll stay. If he shut me in your arms, I'll die happy.
Catherine seems to be unconscious, and Mr. Edgar was so worried about her that he forgot about Heathcliff for the moment. She recovered a little, but did not recognize any of us, and was clearly very ill. But we put her to bed immediately, and at 12 o'clock that night her daughter, Katy, was born a month early. The poor master was in the depths of despair. I thought it was very unfortunate that Catherine had only given him a daughter, not a son. Now the Linton fortune would pass to Isabella and her husband after Mr. Edgar's death. In the morning I went to look for Heathcliff. I found him in the Grange garden, where he had been waiting for news all night.
She's dead, I know. Don't cry, she doesn't need your tears. Tell me how did... Don't be sorry for me. I don't want your pity.
Poor creature, you have a heart just like other men, but you're too proud to show it.
Where are you, Catherine? Don't leave me here, where I can't find you. I pray that you will never rest while I'm alive. You said I killed you. Haunt me then. Murdered people do haunt their murders, I believe. Come back as a ghost. Drive me mad. I don't care. Oh God, I can't bear it. I cannot live without you, my soul.
Catherine was buried the following Friday. Her brother Hindley, although invited, did not come, and Isabella was not invited, so it was only Mr. Edgar and the servants who attended the ceremony. To our surprise, she was not buried in the church with the Lintons. She lies in an open corner of the churchyard, where she can breathe the air from the moors. From that moment on, the two cousins have always been together, studying. Harrington has a lot to learn, and Kathy is not the most patient of teachers. I'll be the happiest woman in England when those two marry.
I have to leave. I wanted to die here, where I've been a servant for 60 years, but now she's taking my garden from me. I can't bear it. Is the fool drunk? Can you explain this, Harrington?
I pulled up 2 or 3 of his fruit trees, but I put them back again.
It was my fault. I asked him to do it. We planned to plant some flowers there.
Who the devil gave you the permission?
You know you should let me have a bit of garden, as you've taken all my land. And you've taken Harrington's lands too. He and I are friends now. I'll tell him about you.
Out of the room, weak girl. I'll kill you if I get near you.
If you hit me, Harrington will hit you. We won't obey you anymore, and soon he hates you as much as I do.
You'd better leave, Cathy. I won't quarrel with Mr. Heathcliff.
As darkness fell, Kathy and Harrington were busy at their studies in the kitchen. I was sitting with them, happy to see them helping each other so well. I feared they were almost my children. Kathy and Harrington went quietly out in the garden, leaving me alone with Mr. Heathcliff.
It's silly, isn't it, Ellen, that I have worked all my life to destroy these two families, the Earnshaws and the Lintons. I've got their money and their land. There's a strange change coming in my life, in its shadow. I'm so little interested in daily events that I even forgot to drink and eat. I don't want to see those who. That's why I don't care if they spend time together.
You don't feel ill, sir, do you? Are you afraid of death?
I'm not ill, Ellen, but I can't continue like this. I have to remind myself to breathe. Oh God, it's a long fight. I wish it were finished.
I began to worry about him. He was strong and healthy, but a man must eat in order to live. For the next 3 days he ate nothing. At every meal the food lay untouched on the plate in front of him. He did not look at the food or at us. He did not sleep either. For 3 days he had spent the night in Catherine Earnshaw's old bedroom. I could hear him walking up and down and talking, calling, crying all night. One morning I managed to speak to him and make him listen to me. Mr. Heathcliff, you must have some food and sleep. Look at yourself in the mirror. You look ill and tired.
It's not my fault that I can't eat or rest. You wouldn't tell a drowning man to rest when he can see the shore. I'm close to what I wanted for 10 years, very close, but my soul's happiness is killing my body.
He spent the next night and the next day in Catherine's room, muttering and sobbing all the time. The following night was very wet, and in the morning as I walked in the garden, I noticed that the bedroom window was wide open. Mr. Heathcliff was there in bed, lying on his back. His eyes were staring at me so eagerly and fiercely, and he seemed to be smiling. His face and clothes were wet from the rain, and he did not move. I realized he was dead. Hareton was in fact the only one who was sad at Heathcliff's death. Heathcliff was buried next to Catherine's grave, as he had wished. As we were not sure of his age or anything else about him, there is only one word of his gravestone. Hareton and Cathy will be married on New Year's Day, and then move to the Grange. I'll be their housekeeper, but most of the rooms here won't be used again.